So, if you've ever had to make anything, whether it's like for work or for school or for fun, you've probably thought to yourself, oh, I wish it would just draw itself, or I wish it would just write itself, etc., etc. And, for most of human history, that was pretty unrealistic. But suddenly, now we have the technology so that it can make itself. So, when we have technology that can generate creative works, for us, what is the point of actual humans going through the effort to make things? So, when generative AI sort of made its debut almost a few years ago, it sparked a lot of conversation on whether it was ethical or not. And a lot of artists would argue that it's not because it's trained from art that largely does not use the permission of artists to train it, and it just regurgitates it as a soulless work. I think most people would argue that stealing is not very cool, but also there is the fact that this technology has the potential to take people's jobs, which is kind of silly, honestly, because I think a lot of the motivation for creating AI or technology that makes our life easier is so that we don't have to do the hard jobs, so that we can spend time doing fun jobs like drawing, for example. So it's a little bit silly that we're making artist replacers, I guess. Isn't that silly, huh? I feel like that's the general consensus that we came to pretty early on. And then it seems like the talk on AI has kind of gone down a bit in the past few years, and it only just jumped right back up when apparently the AI image maker had like an update so that it can imitate the Studio Ghibli style really well, and it kind of became a trend, I suppose. And a lot of people aren't happy about this. A lot of artists consider it very disrespectful to Studio Ghibli, and I agree on that. But I feel like it's also brought on conversations that are less about why AI is unethical. AI images are now like a lot less alien like. It's a lot harder to distinguish AI images from human art. So a lot of people are starting to ponder about the reason. Like I said earlier, if a computer can generate creative works, why should a human bother with it? And to be honest, I think that the answer is very simple. It's just because it's fun. It's really fun to make things. And I think that it's a very human thing to want to be able to make and create and have fun. And I don't think that we should let any program steal that from us. Of course, there is a possibility that AI could take over a lot of artists' job, which isn't super ideal, but to be honest, I'm not entirely worried about it because I do believe that there will always be a demand and a respect for human art. And, like, even going beyond just having art for jobs, but like just doing art for fun, whether you're actually a professional artist or not. You might like post your for funsies art on the internet, and then some AI bro will be like, AI can draw better than you in just a few seconds. It's like, okay. Okay, well, one, the AI was probably trained off of like professional artists, so of course the art is probably gonna be good. But like, the thing is that it's not a bad thing to be bad at things. It's very normal, it's very human, it's part of learning. It is completely fine to not be good at things, especially if you're learning. Like I said, it's okay to make bad art because you can learn and you can make better art and keep learning and keep making better and better art. And then you can look back at your journey and all of them, you can see how your art has been like kind of crappy, and then it keeps getting better, and then you can look at it and be like, wow, look how far I've come, look how much I've learned, look how much effort I've put in to be able to do this. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Yeah, it is cool. It even goes just beyond doing art. It's like, oh, some people might be like, oh, well, I just use AI for character design or helping me write or world building and stuff. Like those are kind of art adjacent, I guess. But like I said, it's fine to be bad at things because you can learn and get better at them. And then not only will you be better at whatever you're trying to do, you'll have more skills in your arsenal. And that's pretty darn cool. And then regarding the part where they say that AI can draw it in seconds, and like, yeah, it's okay. I think that takes away a lot of the fun of art. A lot of the fun part of art is that it is hard and that it takes time and that it's not actually always fun. But the parts where it kind of sucks makes the parts where it's fun way more fun. It's like if they had not known the bitter, they could not have ever known the sweet. That goes exactly for art. There's also the saying that like it's not about the destination, it's the journey. And I think that's something that I've learned a lot in the past few years, even not focusing on AI, but just like I've learned a lot about in my life, in my art, that trying to have fun with the journey makes things much more enjoyable, obviously. Just like how it's not a bad thing to be bad at things, it's not bad for things to take time and to take effort or to be hard. I think it's really important and really good for things to be hard for us. By things being hard in our life or our art or whatever, it's, that's how we learn. That's how we learn and that's how we grow. For example, when I started riding my bike to work, I'm like, woohoo, riding my bike is so fun. But then I fell over a few times because I wasn't careful or whatever. And then I learned, oh, don't do this, etc., etc. Don't do X and Y. Don't do X and Y because then you'll fall and you'll hurt yourself. And that's how we learn. We learn not just from good experiences, but we learn a lot from bad experiences. And that is okay. It is okay. It is okay to go through bad things. It hurts, but you'll be fine at the end. If it's not fine then it's not the end. I think another thing about the effort part is that it definitely says a lot when someone takes the time to do something. Like if someone were to draw something themselves, especially if they were to draw something that's really detailed and tedious, it shows how much they care and how much they love their craft that they took the time and the effort to do that. Or maybe if they can't do it themselves, then they pay someone to do it because they care and they love the art form or whatever. So they care enough to pay someone, which is also good because then you can help support someone. Like when I go to artist alleys at conventions, I'm not huge on spending money. I kind of like to save my money. But when I go to art conventions, I do plan on spending some money because one, I want to get cute little pictures, but also so that I can support the artist. It's like, hey, you drew a cool picture. I'm going to give you money so you can keep living and drawing more pictures, I guess. On effort too. Like if someone were to just give me like a postcard or something, even if they were to draw it themselves and it was kind of rudimentary, like maybe it's just a child drawing something for you. It's like I don't really care about this skill level. I care about the fact that they took the time to think of me and to draw it for themselves. They drew every single line using their own little brain to think about it. Like I've been like a less experienced artist, and now that I'm better at drawing, a lot of people will be like, oh, I can't even draw in a stick figure. You'd probably laugh at my drawings and stuff. It's like, no, of course I wouldn't. I know what it's like to be there. So like coincidentally, around the time that I started making this video, my dad sent some AI pictures that he generated of our cat and dog. And I wanted to focus on the pictures of my cat because these are pictures of a white cat with curly fur and blue eyes, but they're not my sugar baby because they don't really have her spirit or her energy in them, you know. So while the pictures of Spaghetti might show his personality a bit more, because obviously my dad's gonna have more pictures of his dog cat, which is fine. But you know, the thing is that it doesn't really matter how many pictures the AI has to train from. The AI is never going to understand or be able to love the subject that it is drawing or writing about or whatever, because it's a computer. That's just a fact. And I'm not mad at my dad for doing this, of course, because I understand that my dad was trying to do something nice. But so I just wanted to contrast that against these silly little quick pictures that my coworker did of my cat. And well, maybe they are not factual. Like, my cat is not the Queen of England and she's not super muscly. They're fun and they show more of my cat's personality, but also my coworker's personality and her understanding of how my cat is. So, like I said, the AI is never going to be able to understand the subject that it is painting. And I think that's part of what makes human art so valuable, is because of the thought and the love and the care that goes into it, because of like our past experiences that we put into it. I'm sure if my dad were to draw a picture of Sugar, it would have lots of his own interpretations of her. Like, it's more fun to see how people draw each other because you can see their experiences in them. That's part of the reason that human art is so fascinating and so valuable and so fun. But also, I'm not trying to say that AI is bad or that people that use AI are bad. I'm sure that the majority of people that use AI just view it as a tool to help them or as like a toy to make fun things, but they don't have malicious intent. I'm just trying to say, like, hey, I understand that you aren't trying to do anything bad, but your actions could have consequences down the line that could steal potential learning experiences and joy from you. So I just want to let you know about that. I guess the whole thing that I'm like trying to say is that, one, it's fun to make things ourselves, even if AI can do things maybe better than us or faster than us. I don't think that we should let that take away from the experience of doing things and learning things. We don't want it to let us become an object to be acted upon. We want to be able to learn things by ourselves. Through going through the hardship of learning things, we have joy. So we don't want to let AI become the thief of our joy. I guess those are just some things for you to think about. I'm actually not entirely sure why I'm making this video. Like I said, I'm not even like too worried about AI taking over the industry. Like, will it? Maybe just a little bit. But like I said, I do think people really do respect human-made art. Like, they don't even want to see human-made art that's crappy. Like, they want to see things that people have put their heart and their soul and lots of thought into. I really do think that human art will be able to prevail and succeed despite the hardships. But also, like I said, I don't want you guys, if you're using AI to compensate for whatever you think you can't do, then maybe, I don't know, maybe believe in yourself a little bit more and try and let yourself struggle so that you can experience the joy that comes from succeeding. Like when you're drawing or you're making a big illustration or a character design and you're like trying to figure it out and you're like, I can't figure it out. It's like a puzzle and you're like, where is this piece go? Where is it? I can't find it. And then you find it or you figure out your drawing and it's like, oh my gosh, that was so satisfying. I don't know. Hopefully this made sense. Well, I guess that's it. Right. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a wonderful day.